Mr. Spiller, while I do appreciate all the time that we've had in working and trying to negotiate something that was not as egregious as we've seen in other parts of the country. We've all heard about 287G in its initial start and what happened in Arizona with roadblocks on the streets and enforcing. That is not your intention with 287G to create that kind of terror in our communities, is it, sir?
Well, I don't know if it's the intention of 287G. I don't believe it is, but it's certainly not the intention of this bill. This bill in this fourth substitute is focused only on in-jail detainees, people that are already have been arrested on another state charge.
So you're describing the warrant service model.
Yes, exactly.
But initially, if we want to start with its inception in 287G, when it was approved by Congress, it was always a voluntary program, and it was never a requirement that the taxpayers of Texas have to pay for that cost. Is that correct?
I would agree with that. There's a lot of things the taxpayers of Texas have paid for that we shouldn't have had to, but hopefully some of those issues are being addressed. But yes, I would agree with that.
You wouldn't call this circumvention of the original intent of Congress that this be paid for on a local level by taking it over and making it mandatory by the state of Texas to mandate and make it compulsory to all counties throughout the state of Texas?
I don't believe so. And in fact, we have been, Representative Louderback and myself have been in touch, both have been in touch with federal partners in the executive branch to address these concerns. And I would represent to you that I think this is what they, not only are we not circumventing that, I think this is what they want and desire.
But we've never had to use state taxpayer dollars up until this point. This would be the first time where we've used taxpayer dollars from the state of Texas to pay for any sort of voluntary 287G participation. Is that correct?
I can't say whether that's correct or not. I don't dispute it. It sounds correct.
Well, I do thank you that in your bill you allow for some return of dollars to those counties. I spoke with a sheriff today that told me he has 532 people with ICE holds. He's on the border, and he's got nowhere to send them. Are you not concerned that we also have a problem at TDCJ, that they're not picking these folks up, and that this cost to the local taxpayers currently may not be fully funded by the legislature?
Well, I am concerned about the cost to taxpayers throughout the entire incarceration and delay process. But when you mention TDCJ, and this bill is primarily focused on not so much TDCJ as it is ICE. And under this deal, once they're notified and these people are identified, ICE has 48 hours to come pick them up. Now,
what I would state to you, Representative Spiller, I'll move on. I just think that was shocking when I spoke to one of the sheriffs today. He said he's got 532 people in his county jail, and ICE isn't picking them up. So while I'm thankful that you're supporting the local taxing entities, and I think of some of the counties around our state, they don't have resources. At $80 a person, that's $40,000 a day that those local taxpayers are paying. So I hope that the intent is with this bill that you actually are going to reimburse. But I want to move on to a couple of other questions.
Let me briefly say also that this bill is intended to help defray actually some of that cost, because under the 48 hours that you mentioned, if they don't pick them up under existing law, they're authorized to be, if they're otherwise eligible for bond, they're authorized to be released for bond. But the idea is if we actually identify these people that are in the jail that need to be.
The gentleman's time has expired.